What we're looking at here is the flagship product of Enagic, the SD501. Now, this is an actual installation in the kitchen, and to install this unit, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes. It can be installed in any type of faucet in the kitchen. The way you turn on the unit is by basically
power on, Kangen Water 9.5.
Pressing that button. Okay, now, when you turn on your faucet, you have all the different settings that you normally have. In other words, if you want the spray is there. If you want just the normal setting, it's there. But once I move this setting to the Enagic, it's going to start diverting the water into the unit. The first thing it does is it goes through a double carbon antibacterial filter here. In other words, it's going to sterilize the water. It's going to clean the water. After that, the water is going to go through 7 platinum-coated titanium plates. And what it's doing is it's going to charge the water and it's going to split the water. The good water is going to come out up here. And the bad water is going to be discarded through this bottom hose over here. Now, as you can see here, the unit makes different types of waters. The first one is the drinking water, the alkaline water. It makes 3 types of alkaline water. 8.5,
Kangen Water 8.5, Kangen Water
9.0,
Kangen Water 9.5,
and 9.5. Now, we suggest that if you are getting the water, you begin with the 8.5. Okay? And then a week later, you go to the 9.0, and then eventually you'll land up at 9.5 or 9.0. Okay? Now, let me give you some of the side effects of the Kangen water. They're very minor. One is it hydrates your brain in 30 seconds. The water is microcluster, so it goes all over the body, which means sometimes people get a head rush and they think they have a slight headache. That goes away in a few seconds. If it doesn't happen, it's probably not going to happen. That's the first side effect. Next, you're going to detox, which means the water is going to start cleaning your body. You might go to the restroom a little bit more, okay? Third is you're going to sleep better. The reason why is because the water hydrates your brain. Your brain produces melatonin. Melatonin helps you sleep. And the last side effect is your energy is going to skyrocket. If you're drinking the water on a daily basis, what the water does is it allows your body to produce serotonin. And serotonin, by the way, increases your energy. Those are the 4 minor side effects of the Kangen alkaline water. Okay, now I'm going to show you real quick. First of all, obviously, this is the drinking water that you drink at home. Now, it's very important that when you go out, you have some kind of, this is what I have. See this bottle right here? Instead of getting bottles and throwing them away and all these plastic bottles, I've been using this bottle now for 5 years. Great for the environment, by the way. Now, for restaurants, the water that you saw coming out of here goes in this kind of bottle. As a matter of fact, we have several restaurants using these bottles as part of their profit center. Now, when I give the water away to somebody, I normally use a 1-gallon jug. This is the 1 gallon, okay? You can actually get them where the tops lock, and you can get this in 45, 50 at a time. This is what I use to give the water to people. The next water, clean water, is neutral water, clean water. It says right here for medication. Some other uses to it, I like drinking my coffee with alkaline water because I like my coffee a little bit stronger. My wife likes drinking her coffee neutral, so she uses the regular neutral water. The next water is called beauty water.
Beauty water.
When you press this yellow button over here, the unit is going to produce what I believe to be the most popular water in Enagic, and that's the facial toner. Now, when you get this water and you put it in a spray bottle like this, when you spray it in your face, it feels like your skin is actually going, it's sucking the water in. It actually provides a toner which they sell at the department stores. If you don't know what facial toner is, just go to any Nordstrom's, Macy's, cosmetic department, ask them for facial toner. That's what they give you. They run $30 all the way up to $60, depending on if you purchase Maybelline or Lancome. Now, the reason why when you spray your face, it feels like your skin is sucking it in is because the pH of your skin is 5.5. And this is what this water is, 5.5. Look what it's done for my skin. I've been using it for 5 years. It's absolutely phenomenal. I bring 3 or 4 of these with me at all times. Imagine getting facial toner at no cost, as much as you want. My wife likes to wash her face in it. I like to wash my face. And by the way, with this unit, you get unlimited facial toner. Imagine the savings just with that one button. You're going to love the facial toner that this SD501 produces. When you press this orange button,
Strong acidic water.
this unit is going to produce the 2 final waters. One of them is called the strong acidic water. That comes out of the bottom here. It's 2.5 acidic water. Now simultaneously, while it's producing that water, here on the top is going to come out strong alkaline water, which is 11.5 in pH. Now let me explain to you what each one does. By rinsing your fruits and vegetables in this water, it'll take out the pesticides, germicides, and insecticides and clean it thoroughly. Now, because of its cleaning power, if you take this water that's coming out of here and put it in a spray bottle, like I have right here, see this? This is actually the best cleaner for all of your marble, all of your kitchen, your oven, your stainless steel kitchen doors. It'll out clean your Fantastic. It'll out clean your 409. It'll out clean your Mr. Clean. This water will out clean most of the cleaners you have in your kitchen. It actually has the ability to emulsify oil, and you will not believe the shine it leaves on granite counters. It is one of the best kitchen cleaners that I've ever seen. It has the ability to kill 99% of all bacteria in about 30 seconds. Salmonella, E. coli, staph, mold, fungus. It's great for disinfectants. As a matter of fact, if you put this water in a spray bottle like this, okay, and if you have any type of skin rash, eczema, psoriasis, if you know someone or if you have athlete's feet, fungus on your nails, you will not believe how fast this water helps and how good it works. As a matter of fact, they use this water to disinfect surgical equipment in many of the hospitals in Asia. If you have a pet that has a rash, you just take this water and you spray it on that. You know, some people buy things like Purell and Lysol to disinfect things, you know. As a matter of fact, sometimes they want to disinfect their hands. See that? That kills 99.9% of all bacteria in about 30 seconds. Imagine how much money you can save by using just this one product. So there you have it. That's the SD501. Now, a couple of other things about the unit. It's designed to last 25 years or longer. There are no moving parts. That's the reason the unit lasts so long. Also, it's self-cleaning, which means there's no maintenance. Here, take a look at this. I don't know if you heard that, but it said it cleans it. The unit is now cleaning itself. It has the ability to clean itself, and when it's done, it will tell you. I believe that this is the next kitchen appliance that the majority of households out there is going to own. Not only in the United States, but in the entire world. You have to remember, in Japan, 1 out of every 6 homes right now already has an ionizer. In the entire world, no one owns it. Have you ever heard of timing?
Hi, my name is Michelle Raley, and I am so excited to share with you the 3 properties of Kangen water. Kangen is a Japanese word that means return to origin. So just think of it as having amazing properties just like the water had back in the beginning of time. The first thing I'd like to share with you is how this water is an antioxidant. As the water runs over rocks and sand in nature, it creates an electrical charge. This machine, this SD501, also does the same thing. There are titanium plates in here. The SD501 actually has 7 of them, and they are electroplated in platinum. Electroplating means dipped in platinum, and the quality is very, very good. So what's happening inside of here is the water is running up and down and over the plates, creating an electrical charge. Our bodies are electrically charged beings, and we need antioxidants. Take a look at this chart. If you'll look on the left-hand side, you can see that vitamin C is an antioxidant, green tea is an antioxidant, and it comes in at about a -100. And if you'll look on the right-hand side, you're seeing bottled water, tap water, soda pop, all oxidating. So what is oxidation anyway? A good example of oxidation is when you cut open an apple and you sit it on the counter. What happens? It turns brown. Or some may say it's kind of like rusting. The same thing happens inside of our bodies. When our cells and our tissues of our body are exposed to oxidation, they get rusty or kind of sick. So, it's really important that we drink the right things, we eat the right things, and of course, if we could eat the colors of the rainbow at all times and in all places, we would get great antioxidant effect in our bodies. But sometimes it's not always possible to do that. And our body is actually 75% water. So it's important that we choose the best liquid to hydrate the cells and tissues of our body. So let's take a look at what each of these waters do when introduced to our oxidation reduction potential meter. Let's take a look. Here's Aquafina. Aquafina is one of the #1 selling bottled waters. Soda pop, this also is the same reading for the dark colored varieties. So Dr. Pepper tests the same way. And how about sports drinks? My goodness, I can't tell you how horrible it was when my little boys were playing football. I couldn't afford to buy this Gatorade. And now, wait till you see what we'll see here. I'm kind of glad they didn't drink it. But take a look at our Kangen water too. Here we go. Now, just like the chart I showed you, you're going to see either a positive or a negative number. The Aquafina is rolling in at, 330? And I've seen it go higher, oxidating our cells. It's really important that we don't continue to do that. Soda pop? Well, we all knew it would go high. What about vitamin water? It's supposed to be so healthy for us. And sports drinks? Climbing, climbing, and climbing. And I think it settles in around 300-400. Kangen water, remember, is returned to origin. It is kind of like glacier water. Look at that. That is amazing. -680, 90? Wow. So just by drinking Kangen water, we're able to reduce inflammation in our body. Antioxidant actually means anti-inflammatory. And ladies would like to know this. Anti-inflammatory is anti-aging. The next property of the Kangen water is the pH of the water. pH means potential of hydrogen. Well, when I first heard about this, I had no idea what it really was. Now, I remember being a little girl swimming in the public swimming pool, and they would take their little pH testing kit around just to make sure that the water was okay for us to swim in. And I also know that my children have always wanted to have fish. And for some reason, we just can't keep fish alive. And they tell me it's because the pH of the water has to be just right. So what we want to show you here is what the pH is of these types of liquids. Aquafina, or bottled water, anything done with reverse osmosis, or distilled, will look like this. Now, you can see from this chart, the colors go from acid to alkaline, and there's 14 points in a pH scale. So, yellow or orange doesn't look like it's on the healthy side. Now, does it? So, when I was worried about not giving my children Gatorade, I was concerned that my children weren't getting the Gatorade for their electrolyte replacement. And what I have found is that we get our electrolyte replacement from Kangen alkaline water. And at least my children weren't drinking acid. Now take a look at this one. This is Kangen water. Beautiful, royal purple. The way I started to learn about pH was that I found out that foods have a pH value also. Just like this chart, we're supposed to have acid foods and alkaline foods in our diet. But what happens, we get up in the morning and we decide, I'm going to have a great day today. I'm going to have my blueberries. Now, blueberries are a good food, right? My whole grain cereal, my milk. And then I'm going to go to lunch with the girls, and I'm going to have some salmon or chicken, doesn't matter, it's still on that acid side, on some spinach. Wow. And then to make matters worse, we're riding around doing the carpool lane or doing whatever it is, going to the gym, and we're drinking acid. So we're putting our system way into acid waste. Not to mention if somebody drives through the Krispy Kreme drive-thru, and then we're really in trouble. So alkaline water really helps us with our diet. Having the right foods and the right water, we can bring that into balance. This machine actually makes 3 different levels of pH. First, when you start this water, I really want you to drink 8.5 for a few days. See how you feel. And then move up to 9.0, and finally you get to graduate to 9.5. And because it's been developed to have 3 settings, we can vary the pH of what we're drinking. But drinking alkaline has really helped our family. The third property of the Kangen water is the hydration factor. This blew me away. It's called microclustering of water. And I like to think of it as big water and tiny water. If you look at this chart here, you will notice that there is a big cluster on the left and a tiny cluster on the right. It's hexagonally structured water. The big water, the untreated water cluster, is big for several reasons, but I'm told that the chemicals that the city plants put in the tap water actually make the molecules stick together. Well, this makes surface tension on the water, and it makes it very hard for the body to utilize very quickly. That's why sometimes you'll notice if you drink regular water or bottled water, that it kind of sloshes around in your stomach. It's just not absorbed very quickly. But if it can go through this Kangen water machine, it makes it really, really tiny, and it can get into your body 6 times faster. I'm going to take a tea bag, just an ordinary green tea bag, and I'm going to place it in this cup, and I will use just bottled water. Let's take a look and see what it does with this tea bag. Well, it got the tea bag wet, but we all know that you can't make tea without hot water. This is cold water. So, in order to show you a difference in big water versus tiny water, just like the chart, I have to come back and show you the Kangen water. Take a look. This, my friends, made me just amazed. So it's not a magic show. They were 2 perfectly dry tea bags. Now, if I do it again, what will I find? Let's try it again. It's already been wet. Let's take it over here, and let's give Aquafina bottled water another try. Which one do you want to hydrate your body with? Well, I can tell you this. Kangen water is superior in every way. Watch this. If I take this little bit and squeeze it in here, and a little bit over here, now keep in mind I'm not even putting the whole tea bag in. Let's take a look and see if Aquafina can do the job. Are you still a skeptic? Now that you've seen the drinking water and how phenomenal it is for the health of your body, I want to explain to you why I purchased this machine. It was for more reasons than you can even imagine. Now, I saw this water while I was taking my mother to the doctor. There were tons of people coming in there drinking this gallon jugs of water. They said they were getting this water for free. They were trying it out to see if they wanted one of these machines in their home. And I thought, don't they know they can get water at any supermarket, Walmart, anywhere? But yet they were carting this water out. So I asked them, what was it that really made you keep coming in for water? And they told me amazing testimonials. I just had to try it for myself. Now I'll tell you, my friends gave me a nickname a few years ago, and that nickname was Frugal Fanny, because I know how to pinch a penny. So when they told me the price of this machine, I was stunned. And I had to do my own research to find out why anybody would lay down that kind of cash for a machine that produces what I thought water. Well, obviously, I learned about the pH of the water, the antioxidant of the water, and the hydration, and I thought that was great for my health. Now, I got to get into the real, true, money-saving features of this machine, and that really spoke to me. Being extremely frugal and very cautious in my spending, I proceeded to learn about this machine. I read scientific documents, I read tons of books, I spent a lot of time on the internet, and I also got a chance to read an electrical engineer's report basing everything on whether or not this machine was worth the money. And what I found was that there's absolutely no competition. In fact, if you do your research, you're going to find that Enagic, the Kangen Water Company, makes 8 different types of water machines. They make a full range of prices for everyone's budget, and I loved that. So what I want you to know is that this machine makes more water than those 3 that I just told you about. It actually makes 4 more types of water. One is a clean water. It is a 7.0 pH, and you can actually use that to take medication, to make your baby's formula, anything that you would want clean, filtered water for. And because it also makes a beauty water, which is a pH of 6.0, you would not believe how excellent it is for your skin and your hair. In fact, a few years ago, I worked for a cosmetic company, and one of those products that they had, they were a Japanese company, and they actually had a spray that you could use for your skin to hydrate it. Well, when I got my Kangen water machine, I found out this machine makes it and saves you probably $20 to $40 per bottle. It also replaces cleansers, toners, and even some moisturizers. So it's phenomenal. The other thing that I've noticed that it's great for a detangler or sometimes a softening of the hair for those of you who have really curly hair. The beauty water is simply amazing. Now I'd like to show you the 11.5 water. And the way I'm going to show you the power of this water is with this sesame oil. I'm going to put just a little bit in each of these cups. If any of you remember washing dishes by hand, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when the oil just sits on top of the water. It's terrible. But if you remember, you cannot make that change. And ordinary water will not do this. This is 11.5 strong alkaline Kangen water. It's going to be able to help you do so many cleaning things. Put it in your carpet cleaner. Save some money. Put it in as an oven degreaser. Use the 11.5 to clean your fruits and vegetables. Get yourself a copy of this book that can show you how to clean with it. 11.5, 1 liter of this stuff, and you can replace these things. It's amazing. And I'll never forget the day I tried my laundry with water only. And yes, ladies, I'm telling you the truth. Water only. My boys, once again, are football players, and you can't be from Oklahoma without being a football player mom. And you know how stinky those practice clothes get? That was my test with 11.5 water. If you want to try it, ask the person that asked you to watch this video. The other thing I want to tell you is that 2.5 strong acidic water can kill microorganisms and bacteria like you would not believe. I have replaced so many of the household cleaners that I had. And I'll bet if you're like me, you've had a Saturday that you did all your cleaning and you were so overwhelmed with the vapors that were coming from the cleaning products that you were using that you couldn't even lie down in bed at night. These cleaners are extremely toxic to our body. We need to be careful not to be using those. Before I knew about this water, I used these things to clean my baby's toys. You know, I used to think, well, maybe the residue will rinse off. You know how many times those little babies put things in their mouth. And your pets, they follow you around in your kitchen. And if you're using those harsh chemicals on your floors and you drop anything on the floor, you know that your pets will pick it up. It's healthier for us not to have these toxic chemicals in our lives. Reduce the toxic load on your body. Use the Kangen water for drinking. Make it an antioxidant cocktail for you and your family. Keep in mind, we have 3 different models of SD501 and also more machines like I mentioned before. They're beautiful. We can fit this into any home. If some of you have countertop vanity like I used to, honey, don't worry. We can put it under the counter.